Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. You know how much I love musical guests, and this gentleman here, this gentleman in the hat, which I love, has been very patient with me because we've had to reschedule a couple times. It's the one and only Cole Parker is with us today. We're going to talk about passion's the driving factor. We're going to hear him sing. We're going to hear his journey. Welcome, Cole. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ted. Thank you for having me on the show, and thank you for everyone that's tuning in. And we're going to share some interesting stories, what to expect next out of Cole Parker, and we've got a lot of great things going on. So y'all tune in.
I'm excited. I love your accent. You've probably heard that before. I love it, but we're going to learn all about that. So I told you before we went live, the audience loves origin stories. So they want to know the 411 on a Cole Parker. So give us a little background on you and kind of talk about your musical journey.
So, of course, I'm a fourth generation musician. So I grew up around with every instrument in the house that you could imagine: upright basses, saxophones, fiddles, steel guitars, just everything under the sun. If it was on stage, it was in my house, and so I had access to all of that, and my father's a world-renowned steel guitar player. If you name it, he's played with them. Everybody from Joe Diffie to Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks.
Wow.
He's done a lot of session work. He's very well known in the steel guitar community. His name is a household name, and he was actually taught by John Huey, who was Vince Gill's steel guitar player for many, many years. And
You've got roots, man.
Yes. So I grew up with every instrument in the house, and I played a little bit of everything, and I tried to pick up a steel guitar. My dad set up an old steel guitar that he had. It was a single neck, just something like you travel with. You have to travel light. So I tried to pick up on it, and I'd come home and turn on the radio and try to play to whatever's on the country station, whether it be Travis Tritt or Randy Travis, all of them, whoever came.
You're talking my era. You're not old enough for my era, are you?
Mine too, brother. Mine too. So whatever came on the radio, I tried to play along with. And I'm telling you, my hat's off to anybody that tries to pick up the steel guitar or that does. There's so much going on. You've got both hands, both feet, and both knees doing something at all times. And my dad laughs today. He said I should have picked the harmonica. Not only is it heavy, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot of coordination. But after
there was no chance on the planet you were not going to be involved in music in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. So after many failed attempts of trying to play the steel guitar, I decided to pick up the guitar. It was the next best thing to me, and I always loved watching people play the guitar, and so I picked it up, and the interview that I just did in Oklahoma, one of the questions that he asked me was what was one of the first songs that I learned how to play on the guitar, and it made me laugh because I hadn't thought about that in many years, and it's funny today. I still love that song. It's like a part of me, and I now understand why. Was George Thorogood's "Bad to the Bone"?
I love that song.
First song I learned how to play, and very, very self-explanatory, very easy for the guitarists out there, So I was 8 years old and had a plastic guitar, and my dad taught me my A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then kind of just patted me on the butt and sent me on the way. By the time I was 15, I was taking the stage from him, and my dad made in a jokingly manner, said that, Cole, you're going to have to start getting your own shows because you're taking ours away from us. So I knew then that music was something I needed to pursue, and that I was good at it and had a passion for it. And here I am 27 years later, finally got something out on the radio, and my co-writer for all of these songs that we've got that are going to be put out is my best friend, my everything, Stacey Reyna. I met her about 3 years ago, and here we are with a beautiful little boy. And
congratulations!
Thank you very much.
That's awesome. Being a dad is the best thing I ever did. So good for you.
Brennan had his first day in the swimming pool this past weekend and absolutely loved it. I can tell he's going to be a water baby.
I love it. So are you
And
gonna teach him music early on?
I'm gonna let him make his own choices. Of course, it's gonna be in the house, and it's being a professional musician is very fast paced. There's always a lot going on, and so I want him to make that choice for himself. And it's something that you can't be half in. You're either all the way or not at all. And that's the
Great.
way I am with anything that I do. And so if he chooses to have it as a hobby, that's great. But if he's going to choose it as a profession, that he's got to be all in. So
I love his name, and I'm happy for you. Fatherhood's
thank
the
you, brother.
best thing. All right, tell me about 2020. Let's talk about pivoting. So 2020 was a crazy year, especially for any creatives like you. Everything shut down. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't perform. What did you do to pivot, Cole? What did
So,
you do for your audience so they kept seeing Cole Parker?
well, I've done what I do best, and I've got a little setup, which you can see behind me here. I don't know how to move the camera right, but
You're good.
I've got a little small stage set up in my house here, and I'll pick songs that the listeners want to listen to, and songs that mean a lot to me, and I'll play here live in my living room, and so I really don't have to go anywhere. You know, and it's kept me up on my chops, and kept the listeners active in my life and what's going on with my music. So I've just enjoyed playing at home. It's adapt and overcome, brother.
And that's what we have to do. What about 2021? Tell me about has it changed? Have you begun to perform live? You're able to obviously collaborate in person now. What do you have on the books for 2021?
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, first things first, we have spent so much time in the studio trying to get these songs together and get them out on streaming services. So we have been all hands on deck in the studio, and there's been nothing more important than I played one show here recently. It was a private party for a lady's 40th birthday, and we had so much fun, and everybody had a blast. But that was the only time that I've had to actually since let's see since the mask mandate. I don't know how to put it. Since the mask mandate had been lifted, and kind of people are more free to do as they please, that sort of thing. But other than that, we've been busy in the studio and putting all of our time, energy, and effort into the songs that we're getting ready to put out. And so that brings me into 2021. Now that we've got everything recorded in the studio, we're putting our heads together as to our next plan of action, how we're going to go about putting them out, who we're going to focus on. I've got music videos that we've got to work on. TJ
Nice.
just contacted me yesterday and said that we need to go ahead and start working on the music video for Bowfish and Queen. And I'm telling you, that's going to be a lot of fun for anybody that bowfishes knows how much fun it is. And so making that video is going to be a lot of fun. But I just got off the phone with a friend of mine. I'm not going to say any names right now, but I will tell you that I've got a friend of mine that he's a cowboy and a singer himself, and we've been brothers for a long time. And he's the same age as me, and he's not far from where I live. And with all of this going on in the world about division and trying to separate people, and not going to get too deep into politics, but we all know the narrative that's out there, and the way I grew up in the South, we didn't have that division, and so I've got somebody that I'm going to collaborate with, and we're going to write a song and put a music video to it that's going to touch the hearts of people that have. It's going to show how it really is in the South. Where
are you at?
So I'm born and raised in Clarksville, Mississippi, the deep South. That's what they call the Mississippi Delta.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm now in Helena, Arkansas. And Helena, I can throw a rock at the Mississippi River. So I'm just right across the bridge now. I met Stacy 3 years ago, and we fell in love, and
Love it.
she's been a driving force in my life. That's just like anybody. When you know, and you find that person that pushes you to be the best you and wants you to do what's meaningful and you're passionate about. She's just been all of that for me. So here I am in Helena, Arkansas.
Helena, Arkansas. That is one state I don't think I've been to. But I love you're very passionate when you talk.
You got to be. You
and
have to be.
I love that. I think it's so important, especially when you're performing. Talk about performances. Do you get, when you perform a song, obviously these songs are like your babies. These are things you created, you helped create. Do you get emotional? Do you really, what do you think about when you're on stage and you're singing a song?
You know, on the 3 songs that we've recorded, I don't have that deep seated where some of the songs that have already been recorded and written that I've covered in the past that mean a lot to me. I'll tell you, some of them are hard to get through without shedding a tear. Yeah. And I try to not, I try to keep that, rechannel that emotion, try to rechannel it. But there's plenty of songs out there that I've done, I've covered of other people that will bring a tear to my own eye. So I know if it brings a tear to my eye, I know what it does to the listener.
Heck yeah, they're going to cry. When I see an artist really get into it, and you can tell that they're emoting, they don't have to be crying. You can just tell they're feeling it. That's emotional for most people. They have that kind of very visceral reaction. So let's get to music. Let's talk about it. What are you going to perform for us today, Cole? Give us a little background, and then I'm going to take myself off so you can sing.
No, you're fine. So I've got These Roots, Back to the 90s, and Bow Fishing Queen. And those are the songs that we've been working on and working real hard to get everything out at a prompt time. And so the 2 songs that I chose to do for y'all today was, of course, Bow Fishing Queen and Back to the 90s. And they're both great summer songs. And the Back to the 90s is very important to me because 90s country was a pivotal time for me growing as a musician and forming me as to who I am today. 90s country has a huge part of who I am, has a lot to do with who I am today, and will always be incorporated into my music in the future. And to me, that there's nothing like that sound of long fiddle rides and steel guitar. And you have it in today's country music, but it's not the same. It's lost that spark. And so with my music that I'm trying to do now is not only tickle the ear, but touch the heart.
Tickle the ear and touch the heart. That should be a hashtag.
I'm not going to rag on anybody. I know how much work goes into making music, but very rarely does somebody do both.
Agreed.
So
agreed.
That's what
we're excited. All right, what are you going to sing for us first, my friend?
So first, I'm going to do y'all Bow Fishing Queen, and then I'll follow with.
I love the name of this song. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. Let me get my.
You take your time. That's the great thing about these live shows. We know it's going to be like that. I'm just excited. I love your, while you're getting ready, I love your social media. I think you do such a great job. You're very engaging. Actually, right there and then almost looks like the photo that we use to promote you. All right, so enough of me. We're going to talk to Cole. Cole Parker's going to sing for us, guys. Here we go.
Check 1 2. Check. Can you hear me good?
Yep, you can hear. I can hear you great, Cole.
All right, chest 1 2. Mic to check, me to cash, 1 2.
Sound good.
She kicks off her heels, picks up her though. Runs to the truck, he goes, baby, let's go. Load the fish and jumping, sun just went down. Better get going, it's way across town, yeah. Love how she looks and her PFG. The way she raises up the carpet, smiles back at me. All the boys stand around and watch with envy. His own country boy in it, both fishing queen. His own country boy in it, both fishing queen, yeah. She don't ever mind getting down and dirty, busting those skills, wearing ponytails. Says her favorite time is fish 30. Keeps her angling low, loves her watching jump high. Most of her sleep, she just started her night. Favorite kind of dinner, digging fish underneath the moonlight. She don't need no man light. Just grab your boat and hit your spotlight. Yeah, that's my beautiful boat fishing queen. Yeah, that's my beautiful boat fishing queen. All right, thank you very much. It's boat fishing queen for you. This one here is back to the 90s and
That was so good.
what you got, Ted?
That was so good, Cole. Sorry, it took.
Can you hear it good? I'm not.
I can hear you great. I loved it. I don't know. You probably can't see me from that distance, but I was moving, which is why I take myself off. Another thing you should know is I take myself off in case you're really bad, because my face won't hide it. You were really good. That was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you, Ted. I appreciate
Loved
that.
it. All right, back to you. What's number 2? I'm ready.
Okay, listeners, ladies and gentlemen, this is back to the 90s, and this song is about me growing up on the farm and all of my buddies doing things that teenagers love to do. And I had a red Jeep, and it stayed on the farm. It was supposed to anyway. And we had a lot of fun in that thing, made a lot of memories, and rode the levee and watched a Delta sunset go down, and just wasn't any better than those days growing up and spending time with the people that you love and making memories all together. And I had to put it in a song, so this is back to the 90s. Y'all enjoy.
Love it.
There were times when all was missing was a 90s country song. Mama's good fried chicken, staying out all night long. Back when time stood still, it didn't move so fast. All we really wanted was to make the good times last. Gas was $1, fun didn't cost a dime. Oh, how I miss those wonderful times back in the 90s. Country radio was king. George Strait, Maine, Amarillo. Martin let freedom ring. Singing songs about the hard land. Sitting outside the fire for Brooks and Dunn. We're ready to retire. When a steel guitar was needed, make a song sound right. Playing K-13 was a favorite song on a tequila night. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the 90s. Oh, how I wish you could take me back to the 90s. We had I Love Lucy, TNA, Crook and Chase, Little Hee Haw on the weekend back when times were simple. Music came from the heart. It had me from the low, had me from the start. When we made in the middle, and a pocket full of gold. All those memories that we have, played through these songs back in the 90s. Country radio was king, from straight Maine and Amarillo. Martinez, free and ring, singing songs about the heartland. Sitting outside the fire, for Brooks and Dunn, we're ready to retire. When a steel guitar was needed, make a song sound right. Playing Gate 13 was a favorite song on a straight tequila night. Oh, how you take me back, back to the 90s. Oh, how I wish you take me back, back to the 90s. Take me back, take me back, back to the 90s. Take me back, back to the 90s, back to the 90s.
So good. I love the end of that. And I love 90s country. That was really good. Really, really good. What's your favorite? What song, when you think of 90s country, what song comes to mind for you?
When I think of 90s country, a song that comes to mind for me man, if I was to have to give you a definitive answer on that, what about like Vince Gill's Don't Let Our Love Start Slipping, and David Lee Murphy's Dust on the Bottle, and Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee.
Yeah.
And all of the songs that I mentioned in back to the 90s.
I know, that's why I was listening to it. I'm going down memory lane when you're singing that. You know, I grew up when we used to call it country and Western music. And so I am a fan. I love all music, but I've been a fan of country music for a very long time. You are literally the epitome of a country music artist. You look the part, you sound it, and I know it's not a part, which is what makes you real. And I appreciate you sharing all of that. All right, tell them, Cole, how they can find you. What's the best way for them to reach you and get your music? Guys, you want to download music, you want to reach out to Cole, you want to support creatives like Cole so that we can allow them or help them live out their dreams and inspire us. So what's the best way, my friend?
Man, I love how you put everything into words. You're really good at what you do, and I appreciate you having me on. And
very kind.
I can tell that you put your heart and soul into the show, and that really means a lot to me. You know, it's a breath of fresh air to sit and talk with someone that you can share stories and experiences with, and I love that about you. And
thank you.
And you know, I'm doing a lot of interviews all the time, and so I'm still trying to get into the swing of things.
You're real good, Cole. You don't have any more practice you need to do. You are.
Bear with me.
You're great.
So, but anybody that's listening and tuning in, if you want to find me, I'm on. You know, I have to stay up with the times, so I'm on social media, and not really my thing. You know, one day I'll have somebody running my social media for me.
There you go.
But I love keeping up with my friends, family, and all of my fans, and I'm blessed to be in everyone's life. You know, sharing my stories and my music, and so I'm mainly on Facebook. If you want to search me out, it's Cole Parker Music on Facebook.com, and then I'm on Instagram. Believe it or not, my Instagram is the Cole Parker, THE Cole Parker, and of course my website is www.coleparkermusic.com.
Fantastic. You're amazing, my friend.
Thank you. You can find everything out about what's going on with me in my life and what to expect next. And I'm always on Facebook, and I try to respond to everybody and keep engaged with everyone that I can. So reach out to me, and I'll be glad to talk to you.
You're a blessing, my friend. Keep it up. Come back anytime. I loved it. Thank you for singing 2 songs. Made my whole afternoon. You guys get out and support Cole, coleparkermusic.com. I'll put it in the comments. Download his music, support him. If he's got merch, go to the site. Support creatives like Cole who put their heart and soul into everything they do. Cole Parker, come back anytime, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You guys reach out to Cole Parker. We'll see you soon.